And a good afternoon to all you great folks. Let's see who we got in the house. Welcome in, Miss Nisi. Thank you so much for coming in, and appreciate you and David for the stories and the emails. I appreciate that. Uh, Miss Betty, good to see you. Thanks so much for coming in. I appreciate it. Welcome. David, thanks so much for coming in. It's good to see you. Welcome. And Rachel, thanks so much for coming in. Welcome. I appreciate you coming in. It's good to see each and every one of you guys tonight. Pretty interesting show ahead of us here. Done a story from Canada, which I've never done before, but a lot of people forget. The Appalachians do extend into Canada. So, all right, Miss Jackie, thanks so much for coming in. It's good to see you. Welcome to you. Uh, so we got a neat story coming up, and getting into those omens again. And if you guys tuned in yesterday, part two of the Headless Spirit of Keno, Kentucky video came out. And tomorrow I'm going to be starting on the third part of that video. So that'll be the next one to come out, hopefully. And then I got a list as long as my arms of interests and topics to get into. So we'll see from there. Really do appreciate Miss Nisi and David for sending in the stories because, man, those are awesome. Uh, really good stuff. Um, Miss Karen, thanks so much for coming in. Appreciate it. It's good to see you. I know we missed last week, but my goodness, it seems like for like a week straight, I've been doing nothing but trying to get the garden caught up because when it rains literally every day, you have to wait for it to dry up before you can even get in it. But when I did, the 3 rows of peanuts that I had were waist deep in grass. I took a row a day and got all that grass pulled up, got it tilled up. Um, what else did we get into? Pulled some tomatoes, and we've been eating fried green tomatoes and okra a lot. As you guys saw, as I've been posting, some posts and stuff. I made an entire gallon plus 4 or 5 quarts, no, 10 quarts of pickled okra. Uh, Probably 20 quarts of pickles this time. Uh, I don't even know. I think like 30 or 40 jars of boiled cabbage this time. Uh, Welcome in, Ace. It's good to see you. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Uh, yeah, the ants are really bad this year. That's something that I've noticed. Ants and June bugs and those type things, they're just eating the leaves right off the plants. That's why we use Seven Dust a lot, liquid and powder form Seven Dust, trying to keep them off. Been super busy. Last 2 days, today and yesterday, I was off work, but I had to get up before the sun because I had to have Dad at the hospital for 2 days of testing, making sure that his old ticker's doing good. So we got through that, and today I've just been at home. I haven't done anything. Yesterday, I don't know what we did. I want to say I did something, but I don't remember what. But like Tuesday, I got off of work and uh, helped Dad put up. What was it? We had something that needed put up. I'm trying to think of what it was. tomato juice. Yeah, yeah. Those bugs you're talking about are called the ones that look like bugs. Those are squash bugs, and then the caterpillars. Those are the ones that like to eat cabbage and lettuce up. You have to keep out seven dust for those. But man, we just been this year's been kind of buggy, but the rain this year, we've had more rain this year than in a while. But I'll probably be back to watering soon because August is upon us. But we have a 50-gallon drum, a couple of those full of just water that we catch, and we keep them. We need the water. We dip water in cans and just go through there watering everything. And have watermelons. It's actually come on this year. The cucumbers we didn't have but maybe 5, 6 plants, but they were from last year. So, oh no, no, you don't want squash bugs because they will eat your plant to the ground. That's what's eating your stuff. So you want to get some seven dust or something of that nature on that because that's what'll eat your squash up. Um, they eat your garden alive. Like they literally ate my uncle's stuff to the ground. And our zucchini was taken over by them, and the squash is still doing good, but I'm gonna have to get out there a hold of those things to keep squash bugs out. But uh, Tuesday I got all the plowing, tilling caught up that I could do. Uh, the corn finally has ears on it, but I can't till that. And the okra is getting to where I can't really till that either because the plants are so big now. They're taller than me, and uh, this where you're trying to keep up with tomatoes and okra right now. Every other day or two, I'm pulling okra, but man, it's good. I could eat okra every meal of the day, seems like. But fried green tomatoes and okra, that's my jam. When the corn gets ripe, I like that too. So anyway, welcome in, Brandon. It's good to see you. Appreciate you coming in. It's great to see you. Uh, I guess now we got a few folks in here. I'm going to pull out our Appalachian Folklore Unveiled book, and this time, like I said, was dream omens. So we'll get to learn possibly what some of the dreams mean. So let me get off this old screen and kick back, and let's see what we got. It says dream omens are interpretations of dreams that are believed to provide insights into future events or offer guidance or convey messages from the spirit realm. These dream interpretations reflect the cultural and spiritual beliefs of the Appalachian people. Here are some examples of the dream omens. These are flying dreams. Dreams of flying are often seen as positive. They may indicate personal freedom, overcoming obstacles, or achieving success. Flying dreams might suggest a sense of empowerment or the ability to rise above challenges. Snake dreams. Snake dreams are powerful symbols in many cultures. Appalachian folklore, dreams of snakes signify transformation, healing, or the need for caution. The specific context of the dream, such as the snake's behavior, color, or action, is often considered in the interpretations. Teeth falling out. Dreams of teeth falling out is a common theme with various interpretations. In Appalachian folklore, it might be seen as a sign of change, transition, or the need to pay attention to one's health. The dreamer's age and personal circumstances may influence the interpretation. Water dreams. Dreams involving water, such as rivers, lakes, or oceans, are believed to carry different meanings. Clear or calm water might represent tranquility, while murky, turbulent waters could signify challenges or emotional turmoil. The presence of water in a dream likely carries a spiritual message. The specific actions in the dreams, like swimming or drowning, also contribute to the interpretation. Animal dreams. Dreams featuring animals are thought to convey messages or warnings. For example, encountering a bear in a dream might symbolize strength and protection, while a fox could represent cunning or deception. Death dreams. Dreaming of a deceased loved one is often seen as a connection to the spiritual realm. In Appalachia, these dreams might be interpreted as messages or visitations from the departed or ancestors. The emotions experienced during the dream are considered important for the understanding of the message itself. White clothes. Dreams involving the wearing of white clothes are believed to signify purity, spiritual growth, or positive changes. The presence of white animals or objects in the dream reinforce the positive interpretations. Storm dreams. Dreams featuring storms, thunder, or lightning are often associated with powerful forces and changes. Depending on the dream's context, storms may symbolize cleansing, renewal, or emotional up- upheaval. And next week, or the next time we go live, we'll be getting into some plant omens. And from there it goes into number omens. So there's lots of neat stuff that we can get into here. Let me see. There we go. So some of those are unique. I've never thought about, a dream being an omen or warning before. The one time that I did is one that it'll always stick with me. And as a lot of you folks know, Hope, she's been sick for 3 years now, almost, since 2020, no, 2 years, 24. April of 27 will be her 3 years. But during the day of the eclipse of that year, um, Autumn had an appointment at the doctor's office, and me and Hope stayed at the park, next door. And I noticed that day she was really tired. She seemed like she was exhausted. She was cold, pale in color. And then she was upset too. She told me about a dream that she warned her mom not to open the black box, but when she did, she let something out, right? Well, I told my wife, we took Hope to eat, hoping to make her feel better. Took her to eat, got home, and that taking her to eat was a huge mistake because it almost killed her. But got home, kind of, she was resting in bed and just all these things. But I told her, I said, we need to watch her because that dream means something. It's a warning. And around 9 o'clock that night, uh, maybe around 7, Hope had been, throwing up and went back to bed. But around 9 o'clock is when Autumn found her, kind of in a dazed, um, Didn't know where she was at, kind of talking out of her head. I'm like, we got to go. And then that's when we found out then that she had the type 1 diabetes and almost died from a 1100 and something blood sugar. So the dream was a warning that we needed to keep an eye out, and we did. We heeded to that and it worked. So I believe that your dreams really do have some sort of meaning. Now what they are, I'm not sure about, but I knew that one we needed to pay attention, and we did. So most fortunately. So I guess now we'll get into our creepy campfire storybook and get into today's story. So let me get off this screen for the last time. And this one's called Late Night Creeper, a perfect tale. On a beautiful summer evening, my wife Vicky, our kids, and myself, the kids' names were James and Sheena, were off on a family camping trip. We had the truck loaded down with food, beer, camping chairs, and toys for the kids. The air was filled with the scent of pine and excitement. This weekend was gonna be epic. We headed toward Nanaimo Lake in Vancouver Island, Canada, then continued past the lakes along a very rough logging road. The truck bounced and jostled as we traveled slowly inland for about half an hour. Suddenly, we encountered a forest ranger who wanted to do a weapons check. We were fine with that since the worst weapons we had was an axe for chopping wood. During our conversations, he told us about a private campsite not too far away. It had only two sites, an outhouse, and was situated on a small lake. That became our new destination. We soon found the overgrown old logging road that led us to the lake. About 15 minutes later, just as our friendly forest ranger advised, we emerged into a small clearing by the lake, completely surrounded by towering evergreens. It was perfect. There was an old but clean serviced outhouse, two rickety picnic tables, and a couple of tractor rims for fire pits. A cute little lake, which we later discovered was an inlet for a much larger one, sparkled infinitely. A small, crystal clear creek burbled as it ran into the lake. The only negative aspect was that the beach and the campsites were covered in fine gravel, a little hard on the feet, but no big deal. As I unloaded the truck, Vicky set up the two tents, one for us and one for the kids. We knew, however, that despite having their own tent, the children would end up in ours before the night was over, no matter how tough they talked. Vicky then prepared the picnic table for dinner while I split some wood and got that fire going. The rhythmic thunk of the axe, followed by the crackling of the newly lit fire, filled the air. After much nagging from Sheena, I decided it was time for me and the kids to play in the lake. Walking out into the inlet, we was relieved to find it was almost 5 feet deep in the center, perfect for family fun. We laughed and played for about an hour, the cool water a refreshing contrast against the summer air. While Vicky kept the fire going and lounged on a chair watching us with a contented smile, we had a wonderful dinner, savoring the smoky flavor of food cooked over an open fire. The evening was filled with board games, jokes, and the sweet aroma of roasting marshmallows. We took the kids into their tent, then Vicky and I sat beside the campfire, sipping on wine and beer, listening to the gentle lapping of the lake and the occasional hoot of an owl. It wasn't long before both kids had moved themselves to our tent. Later that night, Vicky and I started to doze off. We doused the fire, hung the food, and then crawled into our tent beside the kids for a good night's sleep. I was awakened about 2 a.m. by a loud splash, thinking it might be a bear. I grabbed my axe, which I always kept in the tent at night for just such reasons. I quietly placed myself beside the tent flap and listened intently. I could hear something moving through the water. It didn't sound like swimming, more like walking. I opened the flap just enough to peer through, but it was far too dark to see anything. Clouds had moved in and blocked out the moon and the stars. The sound of movement through the water grew louder, so whatever it was getting closer. I strained my eyes, trying to sharpen my vision in the darkness. At this point, I decided it must be a person. Despite my efforts, I could see nothing more than a couple of feet away. The walking sound got closer and closer until I finally heard the crunch, crunch, crunch of footsteps on gravel. Yes, the thing was definitely bipedal. I still couldn't see anything. It was about to climb. I was about to climb out of the tent, axe in hand, ready to confront what I had decided was a human intruder. At the time, I was in incredibly good shape, working out regularly and proficient in martial arts. Very little scared me, and I was overly competent in my ability to protect my family. Just then, there was a break in the cloud cover, and the campsite was slightly illuminated. Not enough that I could see everything clearly, but enough to make out silhouettes of the picnic tables and chairs. Walking up to the picnic table was what looked like the largest man I had ever seen, more than 7 feet tall, with a huge chest, arms, and thighs. This thing made me 6 foot tall, muscular frame look like a child. My confidence quickly waned. I suddenly felt fear like I'd never experienced before. I actually thought I was going to pee myself. I would never stand a chance against this guy. He easily outweighed me by 300 pounds. One thing martial arts had taught me was to pick and choose my battles. This one, I chose to wait out. If it got a hold of me, it would easily crush me. Then my family would be defenseless. I had to wait and see if it attacked. I would have no choice but to fight. I just hoped the first blow of the axe would hit the mark. It started rummaging through the items on our picnic table. Its hands were enormous. The campsite began to brighten just a little bit more. I know, knew, I now knew for sure this thing was not human. It was covered in hair. This was no bear either. It didn't have the shape of one. I waited quickly by the tent flap, crouched and ready to attack, axe in hand. My heart was pounding at what felt like 100 miles an hour. Not just my hands were shaking, my whole body was vibrating, sweat dripping down my face into my eyes as I struggled to stay focused. I could not let my fear take over. Glancing down at my beautiful family, I saw they were asleep soundly. I prayed they wouldn't wake up. Once it was finished with the table, it moved to the coolers, flipping them over and dumping the beer out. I heard Vicky sigh and turned to cover her mouth. Her eyes immediately opened wide. I leaned down and whispered in her ear to keep silent. Having previously dealt with bears and wolves while camping, she knew what to do. I looked out of the flap and she joined me. Immediately, she started trembling. Looking at me, she mouthed, "What the?" When we looked out again, the creature was starting at the tent. Vicky clamped one finger onto my arm, her nail digging deep. It took a few steps over and sniffed the air. We did not move. Vicky held her breath. One more step brought it right by the tent. I readied myself to pounce and figured out my best attack scenario. It reached down and slowly ran its hand over the tent, pushing the fabric in about 6 inches. I prepared myself for battle, one that I was for sure to lose. Perhaps I could keep it busy enough for Vicky to get the kids into the truck and escape. Somehow I had to protect them. As it rummaged around, pressing its huge hand against the tent, and there I tried to silently unzip the door inch by inch. I was so focused on the zipper that I lost track of the creature's activities. Vicky leaned in and whispered into my ear, "It's leaving." So I stopped what I was doing and listened. I could hear its footsteps on the gravel, and it was clearly walking away. Vicky and I stayed huddled in the tent until dawn, when I slipped out, axe in hand, to check the area. After a thorough search, I felt confident the way it was clear. I signaled Vicky. She dashed out and started tearing down the kids' tent while I cleaned up the picnic area, throwing everything into the cooler. The next thing I knew, the two kids were standing there, still half asleep. Vicky was throwing everything out of the other tent. We were cleaned up and loaded and headed back down the road within 20 minutes, the gravel crunching under our tires as we made our haste retreat. It's a virtue to be able to recognize your own limits. Next time you encounter something hairy and 7 feet tall, just be glad it's only interested in your beer cooler and not your family. All right, let me get my next place. Where are we at? Well, I'm not sure what to say about that story. I mean, just to go camping and find a beautiful camp spot and sit there and enjoy it and play in the water with the kids and playing games and joking and cooking marshmallows and cooking over the fire, to only have yourself awaken at 2 o'clock in the morning to discover a huge beast, hair covering everywhere and being more than 7 foot tall. My goodness. I mean, how in the world do you react to that? I guess he reacted the only way he could. I mean, that would scare the living bejesus out of me, I swear. But I've been camping a few times, never had nothing like that. Always can hear the little raccoons or something, kind of wandering around, walking past the tent, but never anything like that. Like, that is just the craziest story. And I bet you that they probably never went camping out there ever again. They probably had to go find somewhere else. And they may have never even went camping anywhere else again either. So who knows? But that was interesting. So definitely creepy. That is for sure. Um, so next week's going to be pretty cool, getting into the plant omens. And then the next story is entitled "I Shot a Deer." So this one's a hunting story that trying to see if I can figure out right quick where. It looks like just the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. So that's going to be very interesting to read. So appreciate you guys coming out. Really neat stories. This coming, like I said, the coming video that'll be coming out Wednesday, if I can get it finished in time, is the part 3 of the headless spirit of Keno County, Kentucky. So we'll get that third installment of that, and the parts as they've taken place started like in the early 1800s, and then the next experience is in the late 1800s, and then this next part is kind of progressed to the 1940s. So we'll get to hear some more experiences that folks has had over the years, and yeah, it's going to be awesome. Now, I would like, while you guys are on here, what if you guys got to watch the part 2? I changed the way I did the videos a little bit. Rather than, I got to watching some of my videos the other day, and to me, all those pictures that are flashing was kind of overwhelming to keep up with. So I tried to do a lot less of the photos. I did like a photo for the first 2 men that told their story, and then a photo for the next 2 men that told their story, and then one for the ancestor that told their story. And so it's a lot less photos to look at, but the story part's still the same, with the same, all that part's the same way it's told, just less going on. So it's not flash, 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 hopefully you guys like that. I just thought it was something a little different. I've been thinking about setting down and redoing the intros. Something simple like the outro is. But I don't know. I may just keep the original like I've got now, but who knows? We'll see. Always trying to keep stuff fresh to keep people interested and bringing in new folks. And the last time I checked, we were not far from 2,100 subscribers. We only like 4. So we are 4 subscribers away from 2,100. I really appreciate you guys watching the videos. Last few that we've done, you guys have watched more of the videos. It shows like the average time watched. A lot of people 2, 3, 4 minutes of the video and it's done, and the video is 20 minutes long. So a whole 16 minutes of the video was a waste of time. But people's been sticking around and really listening to the videos here lately, and that means a lot. And appreciate the comments here lately. I haven't been getting to answer the comments as quickly as I need to. I know some of the comments were like 3 weeks old, but this time of year with the garden in full swing, and then I've had these hospital visits with Dad and stuff, so trying to keep caught up, but it's a lot. But either way, I appreciate you guys for your understanding and watching the videos and sharing it out, helping us grow. Like I said, we're almost at 2,100 subscribers, so that's exciting. Really appreciate that. You guys are awesome. If you want to help the channel, just participate. Yeah, just watch the videos and give it that thumbs up, telling YouTube that you liked it, and leave a comment, and sharing it out with your friends so that they may like it and come on over with us. And welcome in, Edith. It's good to see you. Appreciate you stopping by. Good to see you and welcome to you. But it's the best way to help the channel, any channel. YouTube pays attention to what folks are watching. If you're clicking and watching a minute of it and going off and going to something else, YouTube watches that, and they don't tend to promote videos like that much. So just the simplest way to help a channel out a lot is just participating in it, just with a thumbs up, a share, telling your friends, just leaving a comment. Those kind of things help. If you guys like Miss Nisi and David have lately, if y'all have a story that you would like to share, we have the email for that. You guys can sit down and type that up and ship it into the Myers Tales of Appalachia Gmail page. And, we can just, if you got a story you want to share or something you want to share and keep private, that's also a way to do it. If you like the old-fashioned way of pen to paper and want to send it that way, we have the P.O. box available to you guys for that. There is that. And if you don't want to do either of those, I'll have people leave stories in the comments section. So that's also available. What's crazy is next Thursday is Hope's birthday. So I may not be able to go live then. She will be 13 this year. So crazy. I know some folks have already seen it. We went to, where is it at? The P.O. box. Some folks have, she's already got one card for her birthday through there. So we appreciate that. Thank them for sending the birthday card. That meant a lot. We appreciate it. But yeah, she'll be 13 this year, which makes us feel old as dirt, even though we're not. Holy crap. But I appreciate you guys for coming in and hanging out, spending time on your Thursday afternoon. And we can't thank y'all enough for all you guys do for us. And I guess with that, we'll leave y'all until next week. We appreciate it. And we'll see y'all next time. Thank you so much, guys. Bye, y'all.